Welcome to My Ninja Turtles channel. This is the Ninja Turtles show. I had my echo on from last time. Sorry about that. What an exciting intro. It's 7 p.m. in the Big Apple. And this is the Ninja Turtles show, your weekly live stream covering Ninja Turtles news, toys, cartoons, movies, comics, video games. Sometimes I even accidentally put echo on my voice. It's a wild show. And today's show is no different. Today we have a lot to talk about. Today, we're talking about Star Wars. Can you believe it? Is this the wrong show? Is this my Star Wars channel? Well, we're going to talk about Star Wars and compare it to the Ninja Turtles a little bit. Also, we will be talking about the 2023 movie coming up pretty soon. I read a rumor. It's pretty interesting about the 2023 Seth Rogen Ninja Turtles movie. We're also going to talk about Kart Racers 3, cool video game featuring the Ninja Turtles. And also, we're going to tie all these things in together. How they could relate to the 2023 AAA TMNT video game. So it's going to be a great show. Thank you for joining me. Before we get started, just wanted to let you know, follow me here on YouTube. Make sure to like and subscribe. I used to ask you to turn on notifications. I don't even use notifications, so why should I be asking you to use them? I don't care if you use notifications or not, as long as you join me. But it's going to be a great show. Like I said, find me on Rumble too. Rumble.com/MyNinjaTurtles channel. So thank you for joining me. How is everyone doing today? It's a little bit different, not meeting on a Tuesday, but we're here together and we're going to make the best of it. It's going to be a fun show. First thing I wanted to get to. Oh, I should have tried out one of my Halloween costumes while I was doing the intro there. Should have done my British Ninja Turtle, my Hero Turtle costume. This is what I'm thinking about for Halloween. Does this look okay? I know we tried on a couple other costumes last week. We tried on an astronaut helmet, and I even tried dressing up as a Ninja Turtle dressed up as a Ninja Turtle, but I think I'm going with the top hat. I feel classy. I feel cool. So, I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe it's a little too much. But either way, let's get started. First thing I wanted to get to. Pretty cool stuff. Are you familiar with Turtle Recall? It's a great Ninja Turtles podcast featuring a husband and wife, Jason and Anna, and they are having their second child any day. So I wanted to make sure to get the Turtles community, to give these good members of the Turtles community a big shout out. So let's get some T's in the chat for Jason and Anna of the Turtle Recall podcast. Let's get some T's in the chat for Jason and Anna from Turtle Recall. They also have a great YouTube channel, Moving Lackpost Studio. I put them in my Best Ninja Turtles channels on YouTube. And they're a great couple, and they're having their second child. So how cool is that? I think they have 2 boys, too. So they're halfway to having a little set of Ninja Turtles of their own. You got 2 little boys. They're halfway there. So big shout out to Jason and Anna of Turtle Recall podcast. Wanted to give them a shout out at the beginning of the show and say congratulations for the hopeful soon healthy birth of the baby, and hopefully everyone's okay. So just wanted to give them a shout out. And now the next thing I wanted to get to. Guess what we're talking about today? You saw it in the thumbnail. You saw it in the title and the description. We're talking about Star Wars. What is this? My Star Wars channel? Hey, I can even dress up as Darth Vader. We're going to talk about Andor. I think that mask may be a little too dense, but we're going to talk about Andor for a little bit. It's a new Star Wars show, and it's a pretty cool show. It's a lot different than most Star Wars. And we're going to compare it to the Ninja Turtles. It's got a different style. It's got a different pace than most Star Wars, and I found myself jealous. I wished we had a Ninja Turtles show that was kind of like Andor. I'd love a drama based on Ninja Turtles. The show has a different pace. It's a mystery. It's suspenseful. There's a lot of dialogue. It's a slow burn. It's not trying to be like a typical action-adventure Star Wars show. And I think it's a really interesting show, and I found myself a little bit jealous of it. I found myself jealous of Star Wars fans. I figured, how come they get a cool show and we don't? But we do get a lot of cool shows, so I was hoping, we could get a cool Ninja Turtle show like this. Maybe once Paramount Plus starts cranking out some programming, we could get some cool Ninja Turtle programming like this. And I wanted to mention... Oh, Mr. Turtle says in the chat, I just kind of want more TMNT shows in general, and I completely agree. That's kind of where I'm at. I'd love a mystery Ninja Turtle show. I'd love a Western Ninja Turtle show. We can get a martial arts Ninja Turtle show, an action-adventure, fantasy, sci-fi. And one of the other things I wanted to talk about is Star Wars theory. Are you familiar with Star Wars Theory? He's a YouTuber, and he makes great videos about Star Wars. He's a big fan, very popular YouTuber. And the reason I mentioned him is because he mentioned the Ninja Turtles in a recent video. So how cool is that? I thought it'd be interesting to see how a Star Wars fan perceives the Ninja Turtles. And he gives a really cool description of Donatello, actually. He compares a character in the Star Wars show to Donatello. And I thought that was so neat that he gave Ninja Turtles a shout out, first of all. And he gave a little character description of Donatello. And it's neat to see how a Star Wars fan perceives the Ninja Turtles character. So it was really cool. He described his personality. So I'm going to turn down the music here and we will play a little clip from Star Wars Theory. And he explains that a character on Andor is a little bit like a character you may know named Donatello. So here's the clip.
So let's start it right off in the very beginning where Andor is speaking with Namek. And Namek reminds me of Donatello from the Ninja Turtles, kind of. Just a little bit more of like a pathetic version. He's the tech specialist of the team, and without him, everything would kind of crumble and no one would really know what the proper path was to execute this mission properly.
So isn't that interesting? He views Donatello as a tech specialist, and he almost views him as the core of the team. He said without Donatello, they would fall apart. So it's really great to see the Ninja Turtles get a shout out from such a big, popular YouTuber, such a popular channel. Ninja Turtles are still in the public sphere. They're still on people's minds. And it's so great that he gave Ninja Turtles a shout out. I thought that was really cool. It really surprised me. I was watching a quick video about Star Wars in one of his recent breakdowns, and he mentions Donatello. I thought I was dreaming for a second. I thought that was so cool. And this isn't the first time that Star Wars Theory has mentioned the Ninja Turtles either. Isn't the first time Star Wars Theory has mentioned Ninja Turtles. He has a second channel called Theory's Arcade. He games on and stuff and plays video games and streams and stuff. And a few months ago on this channel, he actually posted a picture of Donatello. And when he posted this, I felt that he was going to start another channel like Ninja Turtles Theory or something. And I thought my channel was going to get blown out of the water. I was jealous earlier. I was even more jealous when he posted this picture. I didn't know what was going to happen. And I was thinking about Star Wars this week. I saw that Star Wars Theory mention of Donatello, and I started thinking about Star Wars, and I started thinking about Ninja Turtles and comparing them. And it reminded me of the Star Wars show. I thought of this Star Wars show called Visions. It was a collection of shorts that were based in Star Wars, but they're like non-canon Star Wars stories, and they were all anime. So the Star Wars crew brought in all these famous anime people, and they had them just like do a Star Wars anime. And it's a collection of shorts. It's really, really cool. Oh, don't forget the music. It's part of the vibe. Thank you, Gen X. I appreciate it. Let me give a shout out to everyone in the chat real fast. And I gotta say, I use the music like a crutch. I have a lot of dead air on this show. I don't like my own voice. I'm trying to cover up my own voice. Mr. Turtle, TMNT Fan 47, how's it going? Gen X, I saw Pickle in the chat earlier. The whole crew is here. Thank you for joining me. My name is not important. How's it going, everybody? Thank you for the reminder about the music. Couldn't do it without you guys. So the anime is pretty cool. You can see just in the screenshots here, it looks great. It's unique. It's interesting. It's really cool. It's neat to see Star Wars through a different lens. I think it's really interesting to see Star Wars through a different lens. And a lot of people like Star Wars. A lot of people like Ninja Turtles. Oh, I think I just sent out a notification over the air. Am I still coming in clear? Yeah, sent out notification over the air. Very unprofessional. But it's great to see all these Star Wars shorts. I thought it was really interesting. And like I said, I felt jealous of the Ninja Turtles. I wish we got a collection of shorts for the Ninja Turtles that were anime. I know we got Rise and it had a big anime influence, but how cool would it be if we got a collection of anime shorts, or really any type of shorts, honestly. I was thinking how great it would be if we could get just a great new collection of Ninja Turtle shorts, and how fun that would be to get anime people involved and get all sorts of new directors, and without going all in. Sometimes it seems like the Ninja Turtles can go all in on a property. They'll put everything behind one version of the Turtles instead of giving variety and options, and sometimes I guess I just like options. I wish we had a Turtles Visions is basically what I'm getting at. And Mr. Turtle! Mr. Turtle is a good fan. He says the TMNT summer shorts from Nick are still a thing. Perfect segue. TMNT summer shorts. Mr. Turtle, you read my mind. This was pretty much the closest thing that the Ninja Turtles community had to Star Wars Visions. They're not all anime or anything, but they are, it's like a group of different directors and different producers were brought in, and they all produced a short They're all about 90 seconds long. They produced these Ninja Turtle shorts back in like 2015. I think these all aired 2016 and 2017, so maybe they had them under production 2015, 2016. And these Ninja Turtle shorts were really interesting. This is something that kind of reminded me, Star Wars Vision kind of reminded me of this, and this kind of reminds me of Star Wars Vision, so pretty cool. They brought in a group of different creators and guests, and it's almost like fanfic brought to the screen. They got to do whatever they wanted to an extent, and it's really cool. They have a whole bunch of different looks and different designs, and these are all still available. These are on YouTube, TMNT Summer Shorts Collection, and they all had different styles. You can see an anime kind of April with those big eyes, and the turtles look different in every version. They had different voices, different styles, different feels, and it's really, really cool. I think they may have been auditioning all these different shows. I think they had a bunch of developers, a bunch of different producers in line, and they wanted to find a new show. The 2012 show was on the air, but I think they were kind of auditioning a new show, a successor to the 2012 show. And I think my only complaint with these shorts is they were too short. They were really cool, and these shorts were too short. Much like the male booty shorts we reviewed a couple weeks ago, the Ninja Turtle booty shorts, these shorts are just too short. And I thought some of them were interesting, but in 90 seconds, it's tough to get into it. It's tough to get a feel. It's tough to get the full vibe of these Ninja Turtle shows. And it's tough for them to express everything they want to do with a full series in 90 seconds. You really have to hit the ground running and put your best foot forward. So I was thinking about Star Wars canon versus Ninja Turtles canon, comparing these two shows. And with Star Wars, they've really been telling one story for 40 years. It's pretty much just one canon. Everything works together. Everything lines up together. They're telling all the same story. It's all Darth Vader and the Skywalkers. It's all one big story over a whole bunch of shows and a whole bunch of movies. But with Ninja Turtles, we're not telling one story over 40 years. We're telling one story 40 different times. And with every new version of the Turtles, they have to retell the same story in a different way, in a new, unique way. And it's cool they get to reinvent themselves all the time, but at the same time, it's a gift and a curse, I feel, because they have to reinvent. They don't get to, they have to reinvent everything. They can't just, play the old hits. They can't just put it on autopilot and play the old hits. They have to reinvent themselves. They have to give some sort of change. They have to bring something new to the table. For example, this Ninja Turtle short, it almost looks like Star Wars. He has lightsabers, and the Michelangelo character on the right is spinning his nunchucks. He looks like General Grievous. That's a Star Wars character. And it's different. One franchise has a whole lot of canon stories, a lot of continuity, and Ninja Turtles has to restart itself every few years. So it's a gift and a curse, and they have to change, but they can go too far when they change. Some people think Rise went too far with the changes. It was just too weird having Raphael as the leader. And frankly, I think Rise was probably auditioned during this time. I know Rise was developed in 2016 at the same time of these shows. Rise was developed 2015, 2016, and Rise may have just been the best one of these summer shorts. So some of these shorts were goofier than others, and they even had the turtles as a human form. So it's like pretty much they can do whatever they want, and they can incorporate other versions and try new stuff and learn. And I feel that Rise was a short that was produced at the same time in 2016. But they chose this short and they brought it on as a full series. They decided to greenlight this series and put their full weight behind it. This was going to be the successor to the 2012 show, for better or worse, and they put their muscle behind it. And we got 2 great seasons and a cool movie. I thought Rise was really neat. So I was just thinking about how different Rise was with their female Casey Jones, and I was thinking about all these TMNT summer shorts, how they compare to Star Wars Visions. And I was thinking it'd be a great time for the Ninja Turtles to get a new collection of shorts like Vision or like the TMNT summer shorts. I think it's a great time for that right now. They can try out a bunch of different styles instead of going all in on just one type of turtles. And I think the Visions would even be a cool vehicle for live action shows. It doesn't have to be all anime. It doesn't have to be all cartoons like the summer shorts were. It can be live action. And I think that'd be a great vehicle for the revival of the 1990 April O'Neil, bringing Judith Hoag back as April O'Neil, reviving the old April O'Neil character for the 1990 Ninja Turtles movie. I'd like to see her brought back. And it might not be for a full project, but maybe just a short. You could have a short film in the TMNT Visions, TMNT Summer Shorts style, a live action, starring Judith Hoag as April O'Neil again. And this is April O'Neil now. She looks great. I think she would still need to be aged up, but I'd like to see April O'Neil I'd like to see Judith Hoag as the Last Ronin April O'Neil. It'd be great because Last Ronin April has grown up a little bit, and our real-life Judith Hoag playing April O'Neil has grown up a little bit. So she's the same character, but she's grown up just like April O'Neil grew up. They're the same character in a sense. And I think it'd be so cool to have the Last Ronin be featured as a drama because it's a unique story, it's a unique take on the Turtles, and I think it'd fit in perfectly in a collection of shorts. Even if it's live-action shorts, dramatic shorts. And speaking of Star Wars, April O'Neil has the mechanical arm in The Last Ronin, just like Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker. So that's a theme as well, Star Wars and Ninja Turtles. So Star Wars Theory had me thinking this week. It's pretty cool. But April O'Neil has the mechanical arm, just like Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker, and it'd be great to see Judith Hoag on camera again in a collection of shorts or whatever. I would love to see that. Like, who said that earlier? They just want more Ninja Turtle shows in general. What a great comment. That's how I feel too. I would love that. I think it'd be a great idea just to have more in general. So that would be a plus. And like I said, April O'Neil, Judith Hoag, they're both mature. She looks great still. I think she'd need to be aged up to play the Last Ronin April. But she looks wonderful. And we saw the Last Ronin animation short from Speedo Kagan a couple months ago, but we haven't seen anything else, any other Last Ronin full fan films or anything, announcements of a Last Ronin series or anything official. So I just wanted to say thanks to Star Wars Theory for making me remember that, making me think about the TMNT summer shorts, and I thought it was interesting to hear a Star Wars fan's perspective on Donatello, a Star Wars perspective on the Ninja Turtles, and it was neat to compare the two franchises to see where they stand and their differences and their pros and cons. And just like the Ninja Turtles having to reinvent themselves all the time can be a curse, having to be a slave to the same continuity for 40 years and tell the same story for 40 years has got to be tough as well. So I just wanted to say, let's get some T's in the chat for Star Wars Theory. T for Turtles for Star Wars Theory. Big Turtles fan over there. Let's get some T's in the chat. T for Turtles and T for Theory. How about that? T for Turtles and T for Theory. So it's pretty cool that he mentioned the Ninja Turtles. And like Mr. Turtle's saying, it's funny how this entire segment was based on a comment about Donatello. That's all it took me. It was, he's probably a throwaway comment. Maybe he's not even a fan. I don't know. He kind of makes fun of Donatello. He says Donatello's weak and pathetic, or he said the character's a weaker and more pathetic version of Donatello, but T's in the chat for Turtles and T's in the chat for Theory. So that was really cool. And like I said, sometimes the Turtles, the developers, the creators of the Turtles, they have to go all in and they try and be everything to everyone. And I read a rumor this weekend. That kind of goes against this, that the Turtles creators maybe not, they may be going all in on a certain version of the Turtles. And I read a rumor about the 2023 Mutant Mayhem Ninja Turtles movie. It comes out in less than a year. What is it, like 10 months or so? Read a little rumor about this movie. This movie could be, according to an article, this is the concept art from the 2023 Seth Rogen movie, of course. I read a rumor in this Interempresas. It's a Spanish magazine. Interempresas. You like my Spanish accent there? I think it's from Spain. It's a Spain publication, and they published a little article about the Ninja Turtles. I translated it, and there was a couple interesting things in here I wanted to share with you guys about the 2023 movie. About Paramount going all in on one version of the Turtles. I'm not sure if you've read about this yet, if you've heard about it. I noticed Twitter was lit up about this. Everyone was talking about it. This was all over the Ninja Turtles web. Here's a sentence in the middle of the paragraph. The new film, produced by Seth Rogen, will serve as the starting point to launch the new Ninja Turtles Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles original series in 2024. I can't read. Let me read that again. It's so embarrassing to have to read in front of you guys. The new film will serve as the starting point to launch the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles original series in 2024. There we go. Take two. I'll cut that out in post-production. So they may be using the movie to launch a new series. So they may have the movie and a TV series line up with the Seth Rogen Turtles. So we may not be getting any variety. We may be getting the Seth Rogen movie and then the Seth Rogen series, if you believe this article. It is from Spain. It does seem like a case of operator to me, or a case of telephone, or maybe they heard a message from the US side of Paramount, they got their wires crossed. Maybe something is literally lost in translation. That's a saying, of course, but in this situation, it may just be true. But they also mention in this a little bit of a plot summary. Radical Rat Father will train in the ancient art of ninjutsu to become a super team and fight alongside their best friend April O'Neil against the scariest mutant monsters the world has ever seen. So they give a little possible plot summary. It's kind of a generic Ninja Turtles plot summary, and they mention that it will launch a new original series in 2024 based on the Seth Rogen movie. But I have a feeling this may be a rumor. This may be incorrect. I don't know if this is official news. I don't know if this is just something that they kind of got wrong. But I did want to bring it to your attention in case it's true. The Seth Rogen movie could launch a new series in 2024. We'll get a new movie in 23, a new show in 24. It could be the way it goes. They may go all in on this version of the Turtles. And whether or not you like these Seth Rogen Turtles is really going to affect how you feel about this movie and show. Gen X Catholic says, Seth Rogen being involved worries me. Guy loves drug and sicko humor in his stuff. He does like the adult humor. I saw one of his movies. It was an animated movie, but it was for adults. And I just thought it was tacky. He's talented, but sometimes it's just not my style. But he is going to focus on the teenage aspect of the Ninja Turtles, which might work out well. And it's going to be an all ages flick. It's going to be PG. So he's hopefully going to be avoiding any drug and sicko humor in this next version of the Turtles. And some of the reasons I think this article may not be true. Number one, it's from Spain. It's a secondhand news kind of thing. It's not from the official Paramount channels. And there's some errors in this article. They say the franchise with more than 40 years of history. Turtles is 38 years old. It's not yet 40 years old, and they're saying it has more than 40 years of history. So that's an error of about 3 years. So they're off by 3 years on that fact. Turtles are 38, and they're saying it's 41. But they also say the Turtles will return to the big screen on August 25th. And the Turtles are actually returning on August 4th. So I'm not sure if that's a different European release date, August 4th versus August 25th, but that's another error. So I'm not sure how accurate this article really is, unfortunately. But I did want to bring it to your attention. And if this news is true, I may have to revise my theory about the AAA Ninja Turtles game coming out in 2023. I may have to revise my long shot prediction about the AAA Ninja Turtles video game coming out in 2023. So, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem, only in theaters, August 4th, 2023. Less than a year, about 10 months away, and we may be getting a TV show that is launched from this movie, based on this movie. But I feel like they may have gotten the villain-centric, the villain-driven movies. There's going to be a series of villain-driven movies that's going to be launched on Paramount, and I feel like they may have got their wires mixed up. I feel like they may have got their lines crossed or whatever. So pretty cool. Just wanted to give you that news about the new movie and the possible new show coming from Seth Rogen, produced by Seth Rogen, and it may even include the 2023 AAA Ninja Turtles video game as well. But we will see. We will see. We have a few months to go. We haven't heard too much, and I did hear there's going to be a Nickelodeon investor call where they're going to talk about all their animation stuff and probably brag about a bunch of new products. And that's coming up on. It's coming up tomorrow, actually, October 20th. It's going to be a Nickelodeon investor call. I don't think it's a public call. I'm sure the details will be leaked in a press release, or someone will take notes. Someone will leak the details of the meeting. I'm not sure if it's a private meeting, if it's an investor meeting. I mean, if they're saying it publicly, they have to assume it's going to be public at a certain point. You don't want to tell information to just your investors. You want to tell the entire public. If you're telling them good information, you want people to buy your stock. So I don't think it's really going to be private information if it's an investor call. So honestly, I think we're going to get a big announcement tomorrow. I'm not sure what it's going to be, but I think we're going to get a big announcement. Might be about the movie, might be about the TV show, might be about video games. And speaking of video games, over the last week, Nickelodeon Kart Racers 3 Slime Speedway came out. Anybody into this game? It's a racing game. It's a lot like Mario Kart with all these Nickelodeon characters. Really cool. Anybody get this game? Kart Racers 3. You can see the description here. Kart Racers returns bigger and better than ever, featuring a cast of 40 iconic characters. Huge! And the legendary Nickelodeon shows like SpongeBob, Turtles, Avatar, and more. And the Turtles are featured prominently. They're on the cover. You see Raphael in the upper right-hand corner. Ninja Turtles, they put him in the press release and on the cover. The Ninja Turtles are a big seller. They want to have... Nickelodeon loves the Ninja Turtles. They put them on the cover with SpongeBob, Garfield, Avatar. Ninja Turtles are a big deal for Nickelodeon. They put them right on the cover. And they didn't just put Raphael on the cover. You can see SpongeBob is actually driving the Ninja Turtles van. So there's two Ninja Turtles things on the cover to Kart Racers. They got the van and Raphael. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. They got the van and the Ninja Turtle on the cover. That's a lot of cover space. So they got a lot of faith in the Ninja Turtles, and they choose to display them prominently because they're proud of them. It's pretty cool. The Party Wagon. Yes, sir. Yes, Mr. Turtle. You are correct. And it seems like an interesting game. I'm not the biggest fan of just racing games. I think they're really interesting, but I'm not the biggest fan. They're neat. But 40 characters is pretty cool. You can see this whole cast of characters here. It's amazing. Garfield, Ninja Turtles, Ren and Stimpy, Chucky from Rugrats, Reptar, JoJo, Hey Arnold, a couple different versions of SpongeBob, and Patrick and Squidward, the whole crew. So it's pretty neat to have so many characters in the game and have the Ninja Turtles featured prominently as well. Makes me really happy that they like the Ninja Turtles this much and they're going to put them on the cover and feature them prominently. All 4 Ninja Turtles and April. So it's really, really cool. And in addition to the turtle characters, you could see here the Raphael. They look like the 1987 series. They have that classic vintage original cartoon design. The vintage retro turtles, the cartoon 87 turtles is the most popular look. It's the most recognizable look. And it's the look that sells the most, I think. It's the most recognizable and it's most popular. This is the Turtles to most people. This is what they think of. And it's cool to see how the Turtles look, and it's also cool to see that there are some levels in Kart Racers 3 that are based on the Ninja Turtles environments, like the Technodrome, New York City rooftops, and also the Turtle Lair. So it's pretty cool that there's 3 turtle levels, and there's also the Turtles characters. And the coolest thing about these characters is the voice actors are back. The original 1987 voice actors were brought back for this game. You can see all the 1987 cast of characters is there. You got Barry Gordon as Donatello, Cam Clark as Leonardo, Rob Paulson as Raphael, and Townsend Coleman as Michelangelo. But unfortunately, they did not bring back Renee Jacobs as April O'Neil. They have Abby Trott voicing April O'Neil, and Abby Trott also voiced April O'Neil earlier this year in another Nickelodeon game, Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. So this is the second Nickelodeon game to feature the Ninja Turtles and the original voice actors coming out this year. So I think we had Cowabunga Collection, Shredder's Revenge, All-Star Brawl, and Nickelodeon Kart Racers 3. So you could, in a sense, 4 Ninja Turtles games came out this year. Big year for Ninja Turtles video games. And in the Turbo Edition, the Deluxe Edition of the Kart Racers game, the Deluxe Edition features a black and white Eastman and Laird Raphael. And of course, we know Eastman and Laird. Peter Laird and Kevin Eastman, co-creators of the Ninja Turtles, so they're doing a comic book version of Raphael. A black and white version only comes with the deluxe version of the game. And it also features Shredder as a pit crew member. I think Lord Dreg is a pit crew member. Krang is in the game. Oh, did I say Eastman and Laird are voicing Raph? No, Rob Paulson is still voicing Raph, but it just looks like the Eastman and Laird comic version of Raphael. The Peter Laird and Kevin Eastman original Mirage Studios black and white comic version of Raphael. So they have the cartoon version and a comic version of Raphael. Pretty neat. Pretty exciting. And the next thing we have here is with this game, it made me realize something with all the original voice actors back in it. This may have been the game Townsend Coleman was talking about a little bit ago. This may have been the game Townsend Coleman was talking about a little bit ago when he was talking about voicing Michelangelo or possibly voicing a new character in an upcoming game. So I may have jumped the gun for my prediction that the 2023 AAA Ninja Turtles video game is going to be based on the 1987 world. Townsend Coleman may have been talking about this video game. He may have been talking about Kart Racers 3. If you remember a while back, there was an article in Toy World magazine that Paramount wrote, and Paramount wrote a bunch of information, bunch of projects that are coming out in 2023 and beyond. And in a paragraph, they mentioned the Ninja Turtles, and they mentioned the Ninja Turtles would launch a brand new AAA video game in 2023. And then a couple days later, I saw an interview with Townsend Coleman on Talk Culture, Townsend Coleman, of course, voiced the original Michelangelo in 1987, and he mentioned there might be a ninja... They were talking about video games, they were talking about Ninja Turtles video games, and Townsend Coleman said there might be one in the works somewhere that I can't talk about. So it seemed like he was talking about a new Turtles game. It seemed like they were talking about the Turtles through the bulk of the interview. He mentioned Shredder's Revenge, so I knew he wasn't talking about Shredder's Revenge. And I thought, why would he switch to talking about a different franchise? Why would he talk about an upcoming game if he wasn't in it? And then I thought, why would they get the original Michelangelo to voice anyone other than Michelangelo? So that led me to believe 1987 Michelangelo would be in the upcoming 2023 video game. And I didn't know if the whole game would be like 1987. I didn't know if 1987 Michelangelo being in the game, everything would be like that, or I didn't know if it would be like a Turtles Forever where each level is a different version of the Turtles featuring the 1987 Turtles or something. But may have jumped the gun. 1987, like I said, video game sales are a sure thing. I think Shredder's Revenge sold over 1 million copies in its first week, and I think Cowabunga Collection also did very well in its first week, and I think these games are popular. You also see that the Ninja Turtles are on the cover of the Kart Racers game. So they have a lot of faith in the Ninja Turtles, and they have a lot of faith in the 1987 Turtles specifically. But unfortunately, Townsend Coleman may have been talking about the Kart Racers game in this interview. The game wasn't out yet. I'm not sure if it was announced that the original voice actors would be brought back at this point. So may have jumped the gun. Whoops, can't win them all. And with the news that they may be launching a show based on the 2023 Seth Rogen movie, I wouldn't be surprised if the next video game is also based on the 2023 movie. They might go all in with the 2023 Seth Rogen project, do a movie, a show, and a video game based on the Seth Rogen Turtles. So, with all that being said, the next 2 years are just going to be crazy for the Ninja Turtles. There is so much coming out, I can't even keep track of it. Let me get your chats on the screen. They haven't been on the screen the whole show, I just realized. Let's get your chats on the screen here. Let's get some T's in the chat. Let's get some T's in the chat. Thank you for joining me again, by the way. We got a lot to cover still. Cut another couple stories. Let's get some T's in the chat for Turtles. There's so much Turtles coming up over the next couple years. With toys, we have NECA, Super 7, Funko, Playmates. There's going to be toys based on the new movies. There's going to be toys, new sculpts. We have the Seth Rogen movie, the Colin Jost movie, the villain-driven movies. And as far as comic books, we have Last Ronin, Armageddon games, Saturday Morning Adventures, and video games. I already mentioned 4 Ninja Turtles video games, plus the new one in 2023, and a possible new show in 2024. It's a huge, huge marketing assault. Turtle Mania is back. I am declaring today that Turtle Mania is back. Cowabunga, indeed. Whatever you say, Booyakasha, if you're a Booyakasha person, there's Turtle Power. T's in the chat. Turtle Power, huge marketing assault. Let's go. Next 2 years are going to be wild. 2023, 2024, Turtle Mania is back. Last thing we have to cover tonight is an awesome mural I saw over the past week. An awesome mural. You guys know I like to share this fan-created art. A lot of cool Ninja Turtles fans out there who love creating Ninja Turtles content. And I saw a great Ninja Turtles mural over the past week. Features the 4 Ninja Turtles as their original toy depiction. They look like the original toy, the original Playmates toys. They have the same type of belts, they have the same brown weapons, the same facial expressions, and they look so good. This mural is so good. A lot of murals you see, they're graffiti. A lot of street art is graffiti, but I think these were painted with a brush, and it really shows. This is great artwork. It looks great from far away. It looks great up close too. And you can see the guy. I think this is the guy that painted it. Doing the high kick there right in front of it. He's got a good looking high kick. That leg is straight. That guy is good form. He's not messing around. I think this guy is probably an avid Ninja Turtles fan. He probably did martial arts as a kid. And he did a great mural, and he's doing a great high kick as well. And the shades of green look good. They look accurate to the show. He's got the pizza in the center, and it's a cool little mural. It's in Wyoming. And I wanted to mention that it looks really... He may have done it with spray paint for all I know. I think he did it with brushes though. But he looks good, and I stumbled across his Instagram. This is the guy, James Overstreet Imagery. And you can see he has a Michelangelo painting there too. So not only did he do the mural, he did a Michelangelo painting. This guy's not messing around. He's not an amateur. This isn't his first time creating Ninja Turtles media. And the painting looks so good. Let me do a little close-up of this painting here. Looks so good. I mean, it's a beautiful painting. The flowers look wonderful. Even if the Ninja Turtle wasn't there, the flowers look beautiful. Really, really cool. Really good painting. Beautiful painting. Very talented artist. And the art looks wonderful. And the reason the art is even cooler, he has this caption with it. And this guy is deep. He writes in his caption, James Overstreet Imagery writes in the caption, opposites come together in this bodacious piece. First, the warm versus cool colors really make the subject matter pop. So he's talking about the flowers are warm colors and the turtle is green. Then he also says, going deeper, the delicate flowers versus the hard plastic. Going further, the short lifespan of the plant matter versus the longevity of the plastic. What differences are you able to find in this painting? So this guy is deep. He's not just painting a Ninja Turtle, he's making some sort of artistic statement. I'm completely superficial compared to this guy. I'm just doing Ninja Turtle stuff. I'm empty calories compared to this guy. He's comparing the colors, warm versus cool. He's talking about the delicate nature of the flowers versus the hard, brittle plastic. And the short life of a flower versus the long life of a Ninja Turtles toy. And I gotta say, this guy is crazy. This guy is insane. He's insanely talented. The painting looks wonderful. This is like beautiful classic art. This is a wonderful painting. And I think it's for sale too. He's doing prints of this. And he may be selling the original as well. It's oil on canvas, 24 by 30 inches. Like I said, James Overstreet Imagery. So thank you to James Overstreet Imagery for painting this awesome painting, for painting this awesome mural. Looks wonderful. It looks beautiful. I don't understand how people can do this with paint. I've tried painting before. It looks terrible. I can't believe it, but I was looking at this thing. I was freaking out when I first saw it. Oh, it's beautiful. Oh my gosh, look at this painting. It's a work of art. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. I was just having a ball when I first saw it. I was so excited. It's a combination of classical art and modern Ninja Turtles. It's bizarre. It's beautiful. It's pop culture art. It's like a pop art Andy Warhol kind of thing almost. So I just wanted to give this guy some turtle power, sending all the turtle power of the chat to James Overstreet Imagery. Great job on the mural. Great job on all the stuff. Big shout out to James Overstreet. And speaking of Ninja Turtles fans, I'm getting a message here from TMNT Fan 47 in the chat. I just made a YouTube channel that shows just drawings. Please don't check out the other videos that aren't TMNT. They'll be private for now. So TMNT Fan 47 making a channel of their own. Very nice. I advise you guys, I advise everyone, if you like the Ninja Turtles, make your own channel, start spreading the word. It feels good and it feels nice to get out there and interact with other Ninja Turtles fans. So what a great bow to wrap up our show here. We've got people creating murals, people creating their own fan channels. Let's get some T's in the chat for Turtles fans. T for Turtles. And T for Theory earlier today, giving the Ninja Turtles a shout out. T for Turtles. Pretty cool stuff. And of course, I wanted to thank you for joining me today. And I wanted to mention I do a live stream every Saturday and every Tuesday. So make sure to join me Tuesdays and Saturdays for more live streams. Talk about toys, comics, movies, cartoons, video games. The Tuesday show is more of a news, topical focus, current stuff, upcoming stuff. And on Saturdays, we do one topic, in-depth topic. Last week, we did Mad Magazine, Secret of the Ooze, 1991 movie parody from Mad Magazine. So make sure to tune in this Saturday for another cool stream about one Ninja Turtles topic. This is more of a variety show. And every Saturday, we're going to cover one topic in depth. So, it is time to say thank you. Life, at best, is bittersweet. I guess there's only one thing left to say. Cowabunga! Thanks for watching. Feel free to leave a comment and share this video. Make sure to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more Ninja Turtles videos like this.